No electricity, no water, no air conditioning, and a shortage of gasoline. That is what hundreds of thousands of residents of southeast Louisiana are still facing tonight, 3 days after Hurricane Ida leveled much of the area, and what President Biden will see for himself when he visits on Friday. More than 1 million are without power, and there are at least 7 storm-related deaths across 3 states. Robbie Chavez, our NewsHour Communities reporter, who is based in New Orleans, begins our coverage.
I've never seen this place like this. Never.
Justin Davis's whole world now lies in a twisted pile of debris. The neighborhood he's lived on for 35 years is in shambles.
You know, I grew up Hurricane Andrew as a little boy, and this right here just was, wow, this is experience, man. I'll never forget this. I don't wish nothing like this or nobody have to go through this in life.
He had planned on hunkering down in his trailer when Hurricane Ida made landfall on Sunday, but he had to take cover before his home collapsed around him. His town in Lafourche Parish had taken a direct hit from the storm. Amid sweltering summer heat, where temperatures felt like 105 degrees in parts of the state, Davis is among the hundreds of thousands who remain without electricity, air conditioning, or tap water for a 3rd straight day. And the search for fuel to power generators is becoming more difficult by the day. In Davis's hometown of Raceland, residents lined up at a food distribution center today run by the National Guard, but they only received limited supplies for a day.
We need help real bad.
What did you come here looking for today, and what did you get, and did you get everything?
I'm satisfied. I came in, I got some water in a box, but and I got a meal, so I'm thankful for that.
Robbie Lee is the director of communications for the Lafourche Parish government. He said while some residents have begun returning to their homes, he's urging as many as possible to stay away because he expects power won't return for months.
One of the biggest concerns is getting residents to their homes. The roads are very unsafe to travel right now. There's a large amount of power lines down. Right now, we currently have no water at all, no running water, no clean water for residents.
In New Orleans, a glimmer of hope emerged Wednesday as power was restored to a section of the city. Distribution sites were set up by officials and local charities where people could receive meals, water, and ice and simply sit and cool off for a few minutes.
Primary objectives today are getting our people what they need. We know they need food, water, cool air, and so we are moving forward with the full complement of additional resources on today.
For residents in Grand Isle, Louisiana, where Ida took direct aim, the devastation has made the barrier island uninhabitable. Grand Isle Police Chief Scooter Resweber says he and many of his family members and colleagues lost their homes.
In my neighborhood, I lost my home. My grandson lost his home. I have a deputy that lost his home, a sergeant that lost his home.
The living room and the bathroom back here.
In the Bayou town of Golden Meadow, James Sagrina got emotional as he surveyed the remains of what used to be his home.
Dryer and washers somewhere is up in there. Yeah, the fact the washer's right there. So. But I moved it from over here about 8 foot.
Sagrina has been in this area his entire life and is still struggling to make sense of what's happened. His boat was destroyed as well.
Busted the windows out and the rain poured in and it's made it sink. But it's heartbreaking.
The remnants of Hurricane Ida are now causing what the National Weather Service has called significant and potentially life-threatening flooding for parts of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions. Flash flood warnings have been issued from North Carolina all the way to Maine. While Ida has moved on from Louisiana, residents like Justin Davis have no idea when life will ever return to normal. But he says many here in the town of Raceland are committed to staying and rebuilding.
Hey, Pops, where you at?
We tagged along as he checked on neighbors and his dad, who lives just down the street.
We all gonna stick together and do what we have to do to get this back going as a family.
Evacuees are just eager to return. They want to get back here, survey the damage on their own homes, and they also want to come in and help their neighbors. But it's a dire situation. There's no food, no water, no power, and no answers of just when it's going to be safe to return. Judy?
And Robbie, it's just so hard to imagine the amount of devastation, but we see it in your report. Tell us, what is the latest on getting people the help, the support that they need?
Well, it's going to be very, very slow to come. And right now, just the basics of food and water, what people need. Today, we watched the National Guard hand out meals ready to eat and also 3 quarts of water for people to last them for a day. The other big concern is just medical care. A lot of the pharmacies here are closed. 2 of the major hospitals in this area are closed. There's only 1 emergency room to service all these people. And so it's going to be tough for them. In fact, today we ran across a man who was sitting in his truck. He was gasping for air. He had stage 4 lung cancer and he needed oxygen, but he didn't have the electricity to run the machines to give him that oxygen. So we went ahead and we called emergency services and got him the help that he needed.
Oh my goodness. Thankfully you were there for that one man. And Robbie, so much discussion before the hurricane about whether the levees would hold. What is the information that you have on that? Have they been holding?
Yeah, so in the area that we were today in South Louisiana, in Lafourche Parish, there are still some levees that there are areas of concern. In fact, in Lafourche Parish, they spent the day packing those levees with sand, hoping to avoid another breach. If that water breaches, it will just make matters even worse.
And one other thing, Robbie, you were talking about people without water, without running water. If they don't have it and they don't expect to get it soon, how are they coping?
Well, you know, again, officials have said don't come back because we don't have the infrastructure to help you out. And I talked with a few people down here who were emptying their pools to flush their toilet using the water in buckets to wash their hands. I mean, that's the kind of situation that they're living in for now, and it could be as long as a month or even 2.
Robbie Chavez, thank you so much. Such important reporting.
Thank you, Judy.